The map that shouldn't exist. The mystery of the Peary Race map. How did a 500-year-old map show Antarctica's coast centuries before it was discovered, and without ice? This is the baffling question at the heart of our investigation. In this episode, we delve into the enigma of the Peary Race map, a Renaissance-era chart that some say shouldn't exist. It's a map drawn in 1513, yet it appears to depict coastlines far beyond the knowledge of its time. How could an Ottoman admiral half a millennium ago create a map that seemingly shows Antarctica's shoreline long before Antarctica's official discovery? Did an ancient civilization or lost knowledge play a role, or is there a more grounded explanation? Join us as we navigate the twisting tale of the Peary Race map, examining the facts, the claims, and the theories, from the halls of Ottoman palaces to the fringe of Atlantis lore, to uncover the truth behind the map that shouldn't exist. A lost map. Rediscovered, our story begins not in the 1500s, but in 1929, within the storied walls of Topkapi Palace in Istanbul. The palace, once home to sultans, was being transformed into a museum. In a dusty stack of disregarded documents, historian Gustav Adolf Deissmann made an astonishing find: a gazelle-skin parchment bearing an old world map. Deissmann immediately recognized the significance. The map showed parts of the world that should have been unknown to the mapmaker. The outline of South America was clearly visible on this map drawn in the early 16th century. How could that be? South America had only been reached by Europeans a few decades before 1513. Sensing the importance of the discovery, Deissmann alerted the authorities. The map was soon identified as the work of Piri Reis, an Ottoman Turkish admiral and cartographer, and it would become a source of international intrigue. Piri Reis, full name Haji Ahmed Muhiddin Piri ibn Haji Mehmed, was a respected navigator in the Ottoman Navy. In 1517, he presented this world map to Sultan Selim I. Only a fragment of Piri's map survives today, roughly one-third of the original drawn on parchment, about 87 centimeters by 63 centimeters. But that fragment is packed with detail. It shows the western coasts of Europe and North Africa, the Atlantic Ocean, and the eastern coasts of the New World, the Americas, as then understood. What stunned scholars in 1929 was that Piri's map included newly discovered lands like the Americas with remarkable accuracy for its time. Turkey's national authorities, even President Kemal Ataturk, took a keen interest in this find, funding research and publication of the map. Piri Reis didn't leave us completely guessing as to how he made his map. He was a diligent scholar, and he wrote notes on the map itself explaining his sources. In one annotation, written in Ottoman Turkish, Piri claims, from 8 Jafarias of that kind and 1 Arabic map of Hind, India, and from 4 newly drawn Portuguese maps, and also from a map drawn by Columbus in the western region, I have extracted it. By reducing all these maps to one scale, this final form was arrived at. In other words, Piri compiled data from about 20 earlier charts and maps, including Arabic, Portuguese, and even one drawn by Christopher Columbus himself. Indeed, experts later found that certain place names and islands on Piri's map match Columbus's reports, suggesting Piri had access to one of Columbus's now-lost charts. At first glance, the Peary Race map was a brilliant synthesis of the latest geographic knowledge of 1513. But it held a secret that would spark debate decades later. In the South Atlantic portion of the map, beneath the tips of South America and Africa, Piri drew a large landmass. This mystery land had mountain ranges, rivers, and detailed coastlines sketched in. Piri included notes about strange creatures there, like snakes and even llamas, indicating he compiled whatever tales or information were available about these far-off regions. At the time of its rediscovery, scholars assumed this southern land was Piri's interpretation of the unknown southern regions of the New World, or the legendary Terra Australis. More on that soon. Little did they know that this section of the map would later be seen by some as evidence of an impossible journey. But as scholars pored over the Peary Race map in the decades that followed, one question kept surfacing. What exactly was that mysterious southern landmass? Was it just a guess? A stitched-together illusion of unknown shores? Or could it truly represent Antarctica, centuries before its official discovery? And bizarrely, without ice. This is where our investigation takes a sharp turn, into seismic surveys, Air Force memos, and theories that stretch the very limits of conventional history. In Part 2, we'll unravel the claims that the Peary Race map shows an ice-free Antarctica, and explore how this single piece of parchment ignited a firestorm of fringe theories, from lost civilizations in Atlantis to ancient astronauts and pole shifts. Because if the map is real and the evidence is true, then history, as we know it, might be completely wrong. See you in Part 2.